And welcome everybody. How's everybody doing today? If everyone could do me a favor and open up your chat so that you can interact throughout the presentation. Put a 1 in the chat box once you're done doing that. Okay. Okay, I see you there. What is that, Avery? Okay. Very good. Okay, welcome everybody. Okay, listen, that's great. What we're doing right now is we're going to take you through TaxBreak's tax preparation development webinar. My name is Michael J. Craig. I'm an enrolled agent, and I'm also the owner and operator of TaxBreak, which is a subsidiary company of Mike 1040 LLC. Today, we're going to go over the details of the program, and if you think that this would be a good fit for you, then at the end of this Zoom meeting, you'll have the opportunity to schedule a one-on-one call directly with me to ask any questions that you might have and go over the procedure for starting the enrollment process. So guys, once again, great to see you in the chat. If you have questions, okay, Ashley is monitoring the chat, and hopefully we'll be able to get a chance to get to some of those questions. But first things first, we're going to take you through the presentation so you get an overview of what's going on in terms of the tax preparer development program. Okay, just in terms of giving you guys a little bit of a background, so far as we are concerned, TaxBreak software is a service bureau. It's established in this year in 2022 that provides tax software and professional guidance to new and established tax preparers. It's also a way in which we mentor those that are interested in starting and or growing their own professional tax business. This particular program is going to focus on the aspect of being a tax preparer. Although I do want you to know that, TaxBreak software here, we are committed to the entire idea of your development as a tax person in the tax industry. And that means not just being a tax preparer, which is what the specific goal of this program is, but we would also hold your hand and take you through the other processes that are involved in becoming an electronic return originator, that sort of thing, so that you'd be recognized by the IRS, at that level. So as you know, TaxBreak is a subsidiary company of Mike 1040 LLC, and we have been providing either tax preparation, tax representation, or financial planning since 1986. Yes, I have been in this industry for a very, very long time. Okay, and this is me. We usually work underneath Mike 1040 LLC. And, for a number of those years now, oh gosh, too many to mention, we've also been an enrolled agent. As an enrolled agent, we also represent people that have, somewhat and actually more serious issues with the IRS, and we can handle those for them basically at any level. Also joining us on this Zoom call today is Ashley, who's my fantastic office manager, and she'll be able to get in touch with you, respond to some of the things that you're doing in the chat. And she's one of the very first people that's going to reach out to you when we get involved with, how we're going to proceed with this and going on to the next level. Okay. So if you would just say hi to Ashley in the chat, and I'm going to move over to go and take a look at the next thing that we want to talk about. Okay. Who do we work with? Well, this is what we mean by that. I mean, a lot of people think in terms of, how complicated taxes are. Taxes can be complicated, but they are also basically step by step. So what we do is we simply break down that process, make everything step by step. And now suddenly a process that looked like it was going to be extra complicated, when in fact it really isn't. We're looking to teach you to do certain types of returns. Those returns would primarily be for individuals. Individuals, say, for example, that have W-2s, with possibly dependents, things of that nature, teach you how to identify, take people's ID, things of that nature, how to facilitate making it easier for them to pay your fees. okay, things of that nature. That's what we're going to be trying to do. And these are individual returns. They could be returns with parents, returns with children, returns with families. That's the kind of niche that we're going to be looking at today. And the reason why I'm doing this for you is that, it seems to me that of the different types of returns that you can do when you're a new preparer, this is the type of return that you can do most quickly, gather up more confidence in the process of doing them. And then, of course, after that, we can kind of expand a little bit, going out from that to get you a little wider range. But the most important thing is to be able to get a grasp on what I'm going to describe as basic tax returns. So once again, these are going to be basic returns, or what you want to describe as simple returns, and that's really important. I don't want you to be concerned about quote unquote complicated tax laws, and I don't want you to be worried about, well, what kind of a steep learning curve there is. Everything that we're going to do with you is going to be on a step-by-step program. Okay, we're going to hold your hand and walk you through the process. By the time we're done walking you through the process, 90% of these simple, regular, basic tax returns you're going to be able to do, and you're going to be able to do them with confidence, and they're going to generate a significant revenue stream, not just for you now in this tax season, but that's an additional income stream that you're going to have going forward for the rest of your life. And what the impact of that is, not just on yourself, but also on your family. Now, kind of like a why are we doing this, or what's the objective? What are we trying to do? We are opening up this program because we want to enroll new tax preparers. We're looking for that next group of individuals that are going to be preparing taxes going forward. As I said to you before, and I don't like to dwell on this too much, I've been doing taxes for a long time. We're looking for new people to do taxes. What I'm trying to do personally, okay, and this is like as a personal aside, I'm trying to pass on the knowledge that I've accumulated in the tax business, say over a 36-year period, and I want to transfer that knowledge. I'm going to transfer it to the new preparers that we're going to have as part of this program. This may seem a little bit spiritual to you, and I apologize for the word, but I actually think that it should be used in a case like this. I see this as a legacy. I see this as a way that I can give back to an industry that has been good to me. And we're really serious about that. Whatever I know, if there's a way for me to impart that knowledge to you, if there's a way for it to help you as a tax preparer, if it's a way for, to help you as a person maybe that wants to get started in their own income tax business, that's the real reason why we're here. Okay, we're here about your personal development and your personal success. Now, just as an overview, yes, you're getting involved in a really big industry. The tax industry is probably $11 billion. Goes back and forth just in this tax industry. That's basically up to about this year, 2022. I don't see any reason why the tax business isn't going to continue to be a really good business. And it's for this reason. The government itself keeps growing. Because the government itself is growing, it just has the need to take in money, and then more money this year, and then more money the next year, and so on and so on. Now, people at most cases don't have a choice whether or not they're going to do their tax return or not. Okay, at a certain point, you have to do the tax return. Certainly, people today of moderate means that are looking forward to getting hefty refund checks, they have to do that tax return in order to do it. This is a business which in reality is both inflation proof and recession proof. It just doesn't matter what's going on in the economy. That person, your potential client, still needs to have their tax return done. Now, it might be true that it's harder for them to get the tax return done because maybe their cash flow situation isn't what they would like it to be. There may be people on this call where your cash flow situation isn't what you want it to be, okay? And that's one of the reasons, that's another one of the reasons why we came up with this program. Just like we're going to solve that problem for our tax customer, I'm going to make it my business to solve that problem for you as well. And we'll discuss that later, when we get, when we talk more about, what the compensation program is. Okay, but that's what we're really trying to do here. We are trying to take you to the next level, whatever the next level is for you, whether it's an individual who hasn't done anything in the tax business. Okay, if it's an individual who maybe has done a few tax returns, an individual with a couple of dozen tax returns, maybe up to as many as 50 tax returns, wherever you are in that continuum, it is my job to get you to the next level. And that's why I'm on this call. And hopefully that's also the reason why you're on this call as well. Okay, so kind of moving right along. Okay, let's then talk about compensation, basic competitive compensation. Our program, okay, the reason why we're here is one of the most competitive performance-based compensation plans. You get paid for the work that you do. It's just that simple. It's not complicated. You get paid for the work that you do. All right, let's break it down. I'm going to give you a couple of examples here. And these numbers are just examples. Okay, in this particular example, we're going to look at a tax preparer whose average tax preparation fee is $300. Now, some people might say, okay, well, they might want to charge more than that. Other people might say they want to charge less than that. Maybe, you've got people charging around 200, 225, 250, wherever you happen to be in the continuum. The principles of this demonstration are going to be all the same for all of you. So let's go back to this example. Let's say you are going to get 60 to 80% of the preparation fee. You always get the lion's share of the preparation fee. So let's say in the case of 60%, you'd get $180 all the way up to 80%, where you would get $240 on that tax return where the prep fee was $300. So if you only did 5 returns a week for 3 months, that would equal 60 tax returns, which would give you a minimum of $10,800. And that's only working part-time. How does that sound to everybody? Let me know in the chat. I'll give you another example of it. Let's say that we took another example, and maybe you are the kind of tax preparer where you're thinking, well, I'm going to do more in terms of what the volume is. So let's take a $200 fee. Let's times that by 200 tax customers, and it's very, very reasonable to conclude that you'd be able to do 200 tax customers with all of the help that we're going to provide for you. Do you realize at the end of the day, that's $40,000, okay? In terms of what your costs are, okay, to generate that $40,000, it's virtually nothing, okay? That's why this is such a powerful program. And by the way, did I add? This program can be done from anywhere. It can be done from the convenience of your home. So if you have a situation where you got small kids and you can't get out, if you're thinking, well, I got to go to a regular 9 to 5, you don't. You can actually make the money right there in your home. So that's the basic idea. You're going to get 60 to 80%, okay, of the tax preparation fees. And I'll get a little bit more in detail for you. But you always get the lion's share. Now, in addition, to the breakdown, so far as the money, and I know money is important. That's why we talked about it. We're going to provide you with training. We're going to also provide the onboarding and the tools and the software to help you in every step of the way. I'm always going to go back to that. Everything is step by step, okay? Building blocks until We get the return done, building blocks until we scale you up to a level of tax expertise where you feel comfortable in doing these returns. Okay, and you're always going to have support and mentorship along the way. Now, one of the things about our business has to do with marketing strategies. Some of these marketing strategies may be obvious and some of them may not be obvious. Some of them, you might even fall into the category of like secret strategies. But the bottom line is they're all designed to help you to attract enough people in your sphere of influence that you not only can start doing tax returns, but you can also start doing tax returns profitably. Okay, and the whole process of how you can use people that you have successfully done their tax returns for to allow them to market for you and bring you even more people. Now, an example of that might be, you might initially start off with maybe 10 close contacts from your phone where you know that, you let these people know that you're doing the taxes and they might be your first 10 customers. Others out there might have a broader reach of people. Maybe you've got 50 people that you can contact so far as your social media pages. And by the way, one of the things that we will work with you on is the whole idea of how to use social media to leverage yourself and scale yourself up so that you have an ever increasing market of people that know about your service, people that use your service, people that recommend your service, and people that use it again. So if this is something that makes sense to you, okay, then that's why we're here. That's why we're giving this conversation. When I started out in the tax business, social media didn't even exist. Okay, that's once again, I'm talking about how old I am. Everything at that point was strictly word of mouth when I got started. It was so strictly word of mouth and it was so elementary when I got started. I was even at one point going to people's houses and with a little adding machine, adding everything up on the adding machine itself. Now for the next step, if this is something that you're interested in pursuing, if you're ready to make a massive shift in your life, in your lifestyle, okay, and to really scale your income up, please schedule a one-on-one call. I want to talk to you. I want to make sure that this is the right program for you and that you are a good fit working with me and Ashley. That's important, okay? Once we know that, once we know that we can work together, we will proceed immediately in terms of what your onboarding is and get you going. By the end of next week, we will have scheduled trainings that you can avail yourself of, because we're getting to the point where we're getting reasonably close to the start of the tax season and we are ready to go, and we want you to be able to go with us as well. Okay, now I see over here in the chat, I think somebody, Kayla was talking about something like, well, do taxes get taken out, or is this a 1099? Yes, what we're talking about would basically be a 1099, and no, we would not be taking taxes out of the money. You would receive that check. Say, for example, in the example that we had before, let's say your part of the $300 was $180. Then you would receive the $180 check. You would receive the whole check, and then you would in turn be responsible for paying the taxes, at the end of the year when we add up, all the money that you've made. By the way, as a part of being in this program, you will find out that there are many, many, many advantages to be receiving the income that way as 1099. Talk about little tricks of the trade in terms of how people of what I would say moderate or middle income can use 1099 income, how we can take a look for different types of expenses. We've over the years have become experts, okay, in how to show you how to really avail yourself when you're in a 1099 situation. So don't be concerned about that. It's not really a problem. if anything, by the time I'm done with you, you'll see that it's just another opportunity and a different way to make money. And I hope that that answers your question there. That was a little aside, but we're going to get back and talk about, well, what's going on? You know, what are we going to do now? Are we going to do the one-on-one call? Okay, that's all you have to do. Nothing that we're talking about here is complicated. Okay, I've got a plan. All you've got to do is get the one-on-one call, and we will start the onboarding process and the enrollment forms. What's involved? What's involved is getting you set up for your training, getting you set up with your software, getting you set up with the online instruction that is a combination of both tax instruction and actual instruction with the software that you're going to be using. Okay, so we know exactly where we want to take you from there. And then we want to use the time between now and then to move you to the next level as quickly as we can. Okay, now in terms of different types of training, we're also going to have a series of live calls. And on those live calls, you and other members of our team will be able to ask questions and get answers. Okay, those answers can either come out of the group or they'll come out from myself and or Ashley, so that when you present maybe with a question, okay, that question might be a question that somebody else is having. So what I want to do is I not only want to solve that question or that problem for you, I want to solve it for everybody that's in our group. Okay, that's what the learning and learning together is all going to be about. It's going to be about how we move forward as a team. Now, we're going to dive back in and kind of, discuss, what the costs are, what the options are, and to give you an idea. I know initially we were talking about maybe one or two options on this, and I'll discuss them, but we're going to add a third option on this. It's kind of like a bonus option as well. So let's say, for example, we take option number one. Option number one, you pay us $99 up front. And from that will include all your training, all your software setup, and a user ID, and it would be a 70-30% revenue split for every tax return that you do. You're getting the lion's share, you're getting the 70% and a 30%, okay? That's option number one. Option number two was the fact that everybody that's on this call, okay, might have money in their pocket, they might not. Even for the people that don't have any money in their pocket, I want you to have a bona fide opportunity to become a new tax preparer. So under this option, you have no upfront fees, none. It's free to sign up and get started. At the beginning of the tax season, when you actually have income coming in from tax returns that you're actually doing, then at that point, you would pay our setup fee. Our setup fee at that point would be $295, and you would only pay that from the tax returns that you're actually completing. So in terms of what any risk is concerned in this program, that risk belongs to me. You don't have any risk. We train you up. We teach you how to do everything. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up, okay? And then on the back end, you'll pay us as your tax returns are actually done. So I think that that is a tremendous offer for anybody that doesn't have any money at all, because it still allows you to operate and get started in the program. Now, of course, that means that there's going to be more cost to us. So the split on that would be 60-40. Once again, remembering that you're still getting the lion's share of the preparation, and what I would be doing is taking care of everything else, including the electronic filing of the returns. And also, and we haven't really talked too much about this, if the clients are having the same types of issues where maybe their money isn't as good as what they had thought it would be. Like I said, we got issues with recession, we got issues with inflation. We will solve a problem for them the very same way. We use bank products that say, you can come in, present me with, a W-2 and various information, and we'll still be able to get your refund. You don't have to pay anything up front, okay? And then the customer gets their fee direct deposit into their account. And this is the beautiful part to you, your preparation fee gets dumped into your bank account. So once again, that's how we take a situation that on the surface looks like a problem, we turn it into an opportunity, and the opportunity that we turn it into is a money stream for you. So that's basically how we do it. Now, that's options 1 and 2, but like I said, we're going to add a third option. And that third option is, if you change the upfront money from $99 to $197, $197 will bump your share of all of the tax returns up to 80%. Now, to me, I think that that's maybe the best opportunity that we have here, but that's how we're going to break it down for you. So you could either choose the 60, you could choose the 70, you could choose the 80. Okay, and that's basically up to you. Whatever arrangements that we come up with, you're always going to be in a situation where next year we're going to sit back, we're going to sit down and analyze, how did we do this year? Okay, did you do 5 returns? Did you do 25 returns? Did you do 50 returns or 100 returns? And based upon your production, based upon what you've actually done, we'll sit down with you and maybe we'll be able to renegotiate a split on that income that's even better than what we're talking about right now. Also, if for those of you who are interested in having their own income tax business, okay, in order to have your own income tax business recognized by the IRS, you would need an EFIN number, and we can only get the EFIN number from the IRS. If that's something that you're also interested in, please talk to us about that. Okay, we will help you to become a tax preparer. And if you have other ambitions, when we talk about this program as being a tax preparer development program, that's really what we're talking about. Okay, so we will help you with that preparation at any point in the way. Now, so that's pretty much the basics that I want to present to you in terms of the tax development program. We will help you every step of the way with a basic step-by-step program. Please don't forget to schedule your call. Ashley will be putting notes in there about how to contact us. Our income tax office here in Philadelphia, our number is 267, okay, 345-0260. That's 267-345-0260. For those of you that are on this call and saying, okay, this is the right thing, this is actually what I want to get involved with, please, I invite you to call me. Let's talk further about it. Let's see if between the two of us, we're a good fit to work together, and I'd look forward to working with you throughout this tax season. Now, unless you have some other questions, I think Ashley has just posted there where you'd be able to set up something and be able to get with her right away. She's actually has a post on what my schedule is, so I can figure out what's a good time that we could actually, get back together and talk. Okay. I'm happy that you reached out. Okay, this is a wonderful thing for you guys to reach out. Okay, this is something that's not only good for you, it's good for your family, it's good for your children. Okay, that extra income feed makes a world of difference. Don't be concerned about the complexity of any returns. Master the basic returns, and as you get more complicated returns, you reach out to me. Okay, and we will work on those returns together. Different people will develop at different rates in this program. Part of my job is to identify the rate at which you're developing, okay? So I can give you the appropriate mentorship and the appropriate help all during that way. Once again, folks, thanks so much. I really appreciate and look forward to talking to you in the future. Okay, this is Michael J. Craig signing off for you, and have a great day. Thank you.